Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the exclusive tell all from our podcast, The Chat. So many questions have been pouring in, but one that seemed to particularly stand out to our team was, how did your production skills develop throughout this project? Well, since this was Mary Hostenski's first ever film, she had improved so much since she started media studies back in August. Pre-production, she used to struggle with a lot. She told us that editing sound and music was very difficult for her. But let's not tell you for her. Let's get her to answer. Hey, you guys. I'm super excited to be on this podcast talking with all of you. And I'm so excited to be answering some questions for you guys. Yes, we are happy to have you here as well. Thank you for coming. Let's get right into it, shall we? Yes, please. Okay. So, we've gotten lots of questions about your movie, but we have a big question we need to ask you because that's the one we've seen most of. How did your production skills develop throughout this project? Well, that is a great question. My production skills, in my opinion, have improved in very many ways since August. To be honest, during the production of my film, I learned how to edit photos, which helped when I was making my movie poster. I had only had a little bit of practice with editing videos before filming. Interesting. How about post-production? Well, after production, I learned a lot. I definitely learned how to film steady shots, but I also learned how to edit those shots that I did film. Most importantly, I learned how to direct my actors to help make the film feel more real. That's great. But how much exactly did you learn throughout this entire process? I feel that I've learned so much. I used to find editing very difficult. I never really had to edit a film or anything, to be honest. So the editing was a little bit of a learning curve for me. But I can say I did enjoy finding things I was good at. Excellent. Now what can you say about your peers commenting on your film? Well, I do feel that my peers were very confident in my filmmaking and editing, so they turned to me sometimes when they needed help, and I absolutely had no issue with helping out a friend in need. When asking for dates that worked for everybody to film, I found it was really hard to find a date that worked for everybody, but in the end, I believe it all worked out for the timing and everything. During editing, I made sure to keep in contact with some of my other classmates in media studies. That way, I could get some creative ideas and some criticism on maybe something I messed up a little bit and how I could fix it. Wow, you have some really good friends. Well, that's all the time we have for today on the podcast, and thank you listeners for tuning in to this very special exclusive interview with Mary Hostenski about her movie, The Knock.